They pretended like there wasn't any problem at the border until it became such an overwhelming crisis that they were forced to acknowledge just a tiny smidgen, but then to twist it. Oh, well, we just need more resources. So, the Republican, now we got to pass the bill. We need more money and stuff like that. So it's disingenuous. And of course, she takes zero blame for anything. It's intentional created crisis, which they still done nothing about. And obviously we have no faith that she's going to do anything going forward. It's just, oh, well, now it's the Republicans to pass a bill. But they put so many poison pills in that thing because most of the money for the border security was going to Ukraine anyway. So,
and Israel.
Right.
I think Israel was a part of that one. I mean,
yeah, they get a lot of money too.
Differentiate where our money's being stolen and looted to. I mean, we were being robbed in broad daylight. I think it was another 425 million or billion. I can't even keep track. Shipped off overseas again. I mean, our country is being plundered of resources in the final days of this deep state Democrat regime, being plundered in real time. The people who's suffering in North Carolina, they're not getting big fancy checks. They're not getting a ton of help. But yeah, we have enough money to just loot all of our resources. Oh, just throw it on the credit card. That's only $1 trillion in debt every 3 months. I mean, it's bonkers. It's completely bonkers, Blake. Kamala oddly flips the script from the border is secure to the border has been insecure for a long time, and it started with Trump. I mean, get a load of this.
During that time, you said repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
I think we've had
looking off, looking away, cannot look him in the eye when she's lying. If she was a poker player, she would have been busted out immediately.
A broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration even before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride in saying that this is a perfect immigration system. I've been clear, I think we all are, that it needs to be fixed. We need more. I was just down at the border talking.
I was just down at the border. Oh my God.
20 minutes she was down at the border. The Trump policy and the border wall and everything was going swimmingly. And then they got rid of all of it. And then had let this huge disaster unfold. Millions of people coming out. They're incentivizing all of these people to come out. And then
let me just, and they're looting FEMA funds to redirect them. But I've been going, who in the world is paying for all of these people to come in the country, non-Americans? Who's funding this? Where is this money coming from? We didn't vote for this. Right. And then you find out the FEMA funds were redirected. And then you see Karine Jean-Pierre in the side-by-side saying, how dare you say that? No FEMA funds have been redirected. And then you see the other side where she's bragging about redirecting FEMA funds.
No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies.
You're taking emergency management funds for Americans and putting people up in 4-star hotels. You're flying people across the country. Non-Americans are getting the red carpet treatment. Blake, it's not that there's a disaster. This is the Democrat deep state plan to replace the population of America with non-Americans. She can't even look him in the eye. That is the telltale sign of a liar.
I was just down at the border talking with border agents, and they will tell you, and I'm sure you probably, I know you.
And she's also doing the really high voice. I'm really trying to convince you. I was at the border. I talked to the people. And now we're on an episode of Seinfeld. What's the deal with the peanuts you give to the illegals on the flights?
You investigate and you are a serious journalist, they will tell you, we need more judges. We need to prosecute,
You don't need more judges. You don't need more people. You need more checkpoints and you need better filtration. Good.
Process those cases
faster. We need this support. What is she doing about it? Well, we need this and this and this. Then what the fuck are you doing there?
She's controlling the demolition of the country, pretending
is Biden stopping it?
That she's not doing it.
She's trying to get all this stuff done, but Biden's in the way. No, it's full of shit. I mean, it's like, well, what is she doing? It's so aggravating.
I know.
Faster. We need this support for those cases that should be prosecuted. They need more resources, and Congress ultimately is.
And this is the administration that wouldn't even put up the border fence and let it rust, then sold it for 5 cents on the dollar as scrap. These damn people, absolute traitors.
The only place that's going to get fixed, Brett.
Well,
that's how the system works.
That's the premise
Yeah, that's how your system works.
of this question.
But
There were
that's how the
90
system
plus
works.
executive orders that were rescinded in the first days. Many of those were Trump border policies. I'm not going
Love
to
the
stay
fact
here
check.
because there's other things to
Say that again, Blake.
I love the fact checks. I mean, I do respect Bret Baier. He's a serious professional and he comes prepared. He knows his shit. And so she couldn't just, get away with that kind of crap like she would in other places. So
Right.
instant
talk about,
fact
but
check.
Exactly.
You frequently talked to the Border Patrol Union for support of that bipartisan bill, and they did. They supported it. But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said, you've been, quote, a failure with border security.
I mean, she's been a failure to border security, and they all back Trump now. I mean, that's not shocking in the least.
Oh, they blasted her on Twitter. It's glorious.
Oh, exactly.